with that, obviously, there's no break for us, Panabi. Yes, going in there. Which side do you favour here? Do you think Mission Unknown have got it with their Anubrak, Tychus, Nazebo, or is it more the Kel'Thas picking up here?
So the skills of the both teams of the players, but according to picks, I prefer to grant the victory to the blue team because of their camp, because they have much of CC, they have a huge damage into one target, so if it will work, they definitely could win this, especially with the macro complication. Oh, hard to say it in English, but well, they macro is better. Say
Yeah.
it in that way.
Well, let's see how they do as we get into game number 1 here for the Division 7 Grand Finals. It's a best of 5, and we have here Mission Unknown in the blue with Belmont on Urel, Freakster on Anubarak, Gemedy on the Nazebo, Jay on Tychus, and Tusker Marku on the Rhaegar.
In the right side, we get the red team with Lagomorpha, Eves and as Anduin, G-Fog as Kalthas, Lissin as Muradin, Grips as Thrall, and Yorigame as Hoggam. I guess I was right, he's Yorigame. Yorin game.
Yeah.
Or your in game.
So, interesting pickup here by Nubrak. They've gone with the Beatles at level 1 here, just to sort of help them survive maybe the Kel'Thas chain bomb or whatever, but might give them a little bit more persistence and annoyance around the objectives as well. Nothing else.
Is already on the top, so the red team is better at the rotation for the start, but as I said, the blue team has a good macro potential, so we'll see how they'll continue after the camps will spawn.
Slight adaptation perhaps here from Rhaegar with the Feral Heart on level 1 rather than going sort of for the standard totem builds that a lot of people go for. So that'll help them running around the map, picking up some of these camps, as Rhaegar is one of the few healers that can help pick up camps.
I do have a game before this final start when in Aram someone picking the spiders and the whole team wasn't happy about that, so I don't see how it will work in the whole game, but I think the E build is a bit better. We'll see how it will works with the Division 7. As I said, it's off-meta picking, off-meta drafting, off-meta talents, so maybe it will work.
Yeah, but we see a little bit of a pressure going on to Hogger here, but Anubarak gets taken down in the bot lane. Thrall, though, overextends a little bit for it, but is able to escape. Nice quick kill here, 1 versus 3. Impressive stuff coming out from Chirps. Now, we have just had camp after camp being taken by both teams, and that's what you really like to see on Garden of Terror. Really does help with a bit of macro pressure pushing around the map, and just means that when these seeds get spawned, you can maybe either let it sort of go out for a long time or instantly try and pick it up, which the red team have done so, as blue team just focused on getting their own bruiser camp.
That's what I said about avoiding the macro maps. So the blue team is a bit slower on their rotation and on their making camps, and we see already that red team ahead on the map control, I guess.
Yeah, and they are just invading the blue team's camp, but Urel, who isn't in that 4v4 fight, I will add, they're up in the top lane, has just disconnected the game, so we're just waiting for a little bit of a reconnect. But we've had some people in the chat, obviously some people late for predictions. We see Calypso saying that. We have a little bit of other pieces going in here. So, what else have we got going on? Yes, yeah. It looks like both teams are ready. We can get back into the game here. And try and get, as the referee launches us back in, we'll see as this team fight takes off, Barnaby. Who do you think will take out here? As red team going and get a nice stun, nice route on Nubrak. It already instantly goes down. Now Mission Unknown trying to put the pressure on back forth, but they're getting split up. Rhaegar trying to get the camp, but the red team do push them off and away.
I don't even need to say who I think will win this, because that blows on the Anubrak was too fast, and the blue team can do nothing against it. And Tychus is trying to focus Kalthas. I guess it's not the best idea to focus Kalthas as a Tychus.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tricky. You know, they need to use that Tychus to take out that Muradin. Muradin's got to be the target when you've got a Tychus. The problem is the other part of that damage is the Nazebo, and Nazebo's damage doesn't really come online until later in the game. You know, he can do some good stuff, but especially with Spider Build, it's going to take a while for that to ramp up. And so getting these bursts, especially on Muradin, even if you are able to lock him down, is going to be a little bit tricky.
That's why, again, you need to concentrate on the macro game, so you'll be a little bit early in the late game that your enemy. The Hogger is going down, so the blue team is ahead a bit, and Kalthas is splitting out from his team and going down as well. So this lead is going to the blue team.
Yeah, blue team coming out when it matters, and Eves actually goes down as well. Really good stuff here coming out from the blue team. After losing that little fight in the bot lane, they were able to pull it together and win this fight on their side of the map for the second seed.
Looks like the real matters.
Yep, so now we're just going to be waiting for these teams to sort of keep soaking, keep picking up these camps, and they're doing pretty well on the soak so far. You know, 18,000 both teams, neither at level 10 just yet, but it's fairly even Stevens, and that's all that matters really. You don't have to be ahead, but as long as you're not behind on the soak, everything should be okay.
The blue team realized that they need to be faster on their rotation, and they are taking the camp. So now we see that the map split into two sides, the red one and the blue side. So it's the way how you need to play the macro map, actually.
Yeah, but a
And
good
the Shroud is in
gank.
trouble.
Beautiful.
Complete.
Beautifully done here, though, by the blue team. You know, they waited patiently. They got everyone in the right position, and now they're getting a little bit greedy for it, going for the siege camp before going for the seed. Now the red team are going to be able to perhaps sniff this out, but Freakster's found Eves, and the rest of the blue team are more than happy to take this. It's almost like a beautiful flank, but instead, now with the level 10s here as well, we've got the Ravenous Spirit almost taking out G-Frog. Oh, and Tusker gets it, but they found themselves in a world of hurt.
Oh, that was that was really strange. But the point is, I don't understand why the Kalthas and the Muradin goes to the bottom while the Eves was in trouble and just got hunted by all the red team.
Well, I don't think that communication just wasn't quite there, was it, Parnaby? And obviously, you know, Eve suddenly gets controlled, and Muradin so late in coming back there, you know, so focused on getting in position for the seed. But it's a tough one. It's a tough one for sure. So now the blue team firmly in an advantage of 6 kills to 3 and also 2 seeds to 1.
Yeah, I thought that the red team will be a bit harder to play against, but they make a lot of mistakes. So now we had an interesting fight in the top.
Yeah, very well done here by the red team, trying to focus down Yrel, but Yrel was able to survive using 2 of those survivable cooldowns. Both the Ardent Defender and Ancestral used here to keep Yrel alive. Perhaps a little unfortunate, but, you know, it cost everything on the red team to do that, and they didn't get the kills. So now with this 4th seed spawning, the blue team can try and use their basic abilities to lock down someone, while the red team will be a little bit weakened, not having everything in their toolkit.
the blue team have a little advantage with the level, so they can try to invade now before the 12 of the enemy team, and we see the start of the fighting.
Ravenous Spirit was used, but Grizzly Sin jumps in straight away to get that interrupt. Now the red team have to be in full retreat. They are low on HP, and it looks like Tusker Marku is looking for G-Frog once again, but they have gone too far. The light bomb comes out, locks them down. Freaks the 2 is going to be focused as well, but instead Hogger goes down after Jay is just shredding away at the enemy team with the help of Nazeebo, but G-Frog comes back, gets a beautiful flame strike. Now it's going to be Belmont in a little bit of trouble, but the Cocoon comes out, saving them 2 for 2 here, and it's the blue team lacking a sturdy front line, but still has the Thrall, able to keep zone away the rest of the blue team. 2 to 2 for Seeds progress. The next one will make or break the game for one team.
Once again, the Rhaegar is too greedy, trying to kill Kalthas, and dies again for no reason actually.
But it's so tempting, Parnaby. It's so tempting when they're just on low HP and you've got that bite cooldown from level 1. You think, I can just go in, get a bite, get out. But when they're slightly out of range of your Wolf Lunge, it really hurts. And that is exactly what happened to Rhaegar here. So tough stuff. But as level 13s come in now, we're going to have a few more tools for everybody. So this is the unusual combination of That's the Stuff and In the Rhythm. And unfortunately, they've not even gone for Commodore Odin, so they will be waiting a long time if they get a lot of stacks for that healing. It's going to be a little bit rough. I would have liked to have seen Nanosteel coating, especially with the Kel'Thas on the enemy team.
Well, the next fight will be deciding one, so both teams trying to reach as much XP as they can, but the Troll was on top and he won't be here in time.
Yeah, a good bit of safe play. Oh, it's nice stuff. The Cocoon actually hitting an unstoppable Hogger here. Gets whiffed out, but Thrall is coming for the side. Manages to pop Earthquake. Does get a little bit of healing, but goes down too quickly here. There's no pull available as Anduin used it earlier on Kel'Thas. Now they're trying to focus on Tyrell, but without Thrall, it's going to be hard to take them down. It is a 4 versus 5, and this seed is surely going over to the blue team unless they can make something magical happen, Parnaby.
Well, the Hogger tries to block Nazeebo and Nubarak into his team, but seems like they find a hole to go in through. Well, I think that was a huge mistake by the Troll to go for the black back line, knowing that no pull available. So maybe it's once again miscommunication in the red team.
Certainly was a tough thing to do, and Muradin falls now as well, even though the blue team are wounded. It's tough. Yeah, if Thrall had come in just at the right time, maybe it would have been fine. But Chips is looking for another kill here. Doesn't have the Earthquake to survive. It's going to be a little bit low. Has to pop their spell shield. Will get taken down, though, by the grenade from Tychus. And the blue team surely has this siege. Surely the red team can't interrupt anymore without taking further casualties.
Well, interrupt with the Phoenix is a good idea, but they wasting the time, I guess. They already need to go through the lanes because they're losing 2 levels and the talent 1, so they need to spread more and soak more until the seeds and the Garden of Terror will appear.
Yeah, so they have now done it. The blue team have split up as well, and they put 4 people in the bottom. They really want to focus this bottom lane right now, it seems. They want to try and make sure there's a good bit of pressure, and I wonder if they're going to go for the keep side of things. Now, they need to be careful, as the rest of the red team are available to flank, but they have level 16 advantage. That gives them a lot of extra damage on that wolf bite that Rhaegar has been using so frequently in this game.
That's a good idea to focus one lane, especially the bottom one, because you have a lot of camps on the bottom and you can use a pressure on it, but they decided not to go more because of the 16 is near for the red team, so they just want to play safely, and that's a good point, I guess.
Yeah, but it is quite unusual to only get one fort with a Garden Terror wave. Obviously, we are sort of a little later into the map stages now, but ultimately, you know, you want to be taking down at least 2 forts, and perhaps trying to push out that bot lane was a little over-ambitious. So with this, the red team had a great job clearing up. You know, using Kel'Thas is a great clear up hero on any map, but here on Garden of Terror or things like Tomb of the Spider Queen can be super good.
I guess the fact is that there is a final is making his job, so no one want to risk if they don't need to. So they just trying to do as much as they can, and then if you secure your victory, then there will be maybe in the if we see the 5 maps or some team will win this 2-0, then maybe we'll see more risky plays. But for now, no one wants to lose it already.
Yeah, of course, and that is why, you know, the red team shows so much promise in the early start of this game, but blue team, they brought it back, and perhaps the red team just feel a little bit wounded, and they sort of suddenly realize they need to take stock a little bit slower. You know, as you say, this is a best of 5. These maps do count, but you've got time to get back into the game. Now, Kel'Thas just poking away here, trying to make sure they can do something. We do have this Fury of the Sunwell, making sure that they can interrupt for extra long.
As I said, they both teams once again trying to just...
They're trying to find something.
For the first move of the enemy team, and the fight comes on, and the Anubarak is in huge trouble, but the Ancestral goes on, and now the red team is all low HP.
And it was a beautiful Ravenous Spirit from Nazeebo, just chunked down the HP while Yarel and Nubrak kept them in place. This is why we see a 3-for-0 here, accelerating them towards level 20, and Nazeebo will pick up this first seed for them with no trouble at all. They've equally gained the top fort, you know, just from doing a little bit of vanilla pushing, and now they're looking to go for the middle as well. They have the Nubrak as well, and they can do a bit of lockdown. Rhaegar has to be careful though, as they will get focused by this fort if they do try and bite a little too aggressively.
Looks like the team trying to focus Irel and Anubarak, but it's because of their tanky picks, they can't do it fast, so all the time it has the time to use Ancestral on Rhaegar and save his front line.
Yeah, and it works so well, and it's so great to see. So now level 20 here. There's the upgraded Ancestral, the upgraded Ravenous, the upgraded Draken Laser Drill, which of course, if you don't know, increases the range and also does increasing damage. But we see a light bomb come out. They're trying to go for an engage. Down level 20. This is a desperation fight, it seems. The Cocoon comes out onto Kel'Thas, and it's just slightly split here from the Blues. But as soon as they regroup, they'll be good, because this Ravenous Spirit will come out, and out it comes, and he just chunks through, reducing the healing as well. And Nubrak is actually the first to go down, but Anduin soon falls. Muradin as well. And the blue team, although they are trying to chase someone, a nice stun from G-Frog maybe saves their life, but it's a 3-for-1 here for the red team in a fight away from level 20.
Yeah, once again, the reason is Anubarak just died is only because the Ancestral wasn't KD, so if there was Ancestral in this fight, it can end here and now, because the bottom lane is falling down, no one trying to defend it.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen maybe Kel'Thas come over a little bit quicker, but this keeper's almost incredibly gone. And, you know, it's getting pinged here. The blue team know that it's a weak point, and they can easily pick it up, especially if they try and get these siege camp as well. They still have level 20. They still have plenty of tools. They obviously don't have a Nubrak just yet, and maybe if they overextend here, the red team could find themselves a nice, juicy 4 versus 5 fight. Although they really want to get that level 20 right now, Parnaby.
Not the thing that you must die for this camp, but the Hogger is in top, the Kel'Thas in mid, so they just go in, destroy it, and go out.
Yeah, it's sensible. It's a sensible play, and they have the opportunity to pick up a seed now, just as level 20 might be here for the red team. It will be the 3rd seed available for the blue team as well, so really looking to try and either bring back for the red team, or the blue team can try and suffocate out the reds and get themselves a win here.
I guess will be the last fight in this game, unless the red team just goes back and tries to defend against the Garden Terrors.
Yeah,
but looks like they won't fight here.
They have to be a little bit careful. It's a little bit split. It looks like they're going for Ural, but Ural does still have Ardent Defender. They pop it, they use it. A lot has been committed here, and a lot of positioning as well. Kalthas having to come all the way around on their mount, but look at this stun. It's a beautiful combo onto the Anubrak, and once again, it's just too late, but once again, that Nazeebo destroying Thrall with the help of Ural, and is chunking through the Kalthas in a 1 versus 1 fight. But with Thrall and Anubrak down now, the rest is for the pickings here. As we see Kalthas lands the stun onto Rhaegar. They don't have Ancestral available. They do, and it's just too late. But still, Yrel is punching away at the Kalthas. The Hogger goes down. The blue team are just marching forward, regardless of if they have a healer. And Eves and Grizzly Sin, it is only Grizzly Sin who is alive. And they'll have to go back because this core needs defending, Barnaby.
Yeah, and this place from Irel was just amazing. The point is, the blue team lost the 2 heroes is just because Rhaegar waiting too much to using the Ancestral on Anub'arak, and he was not able to press it on himself. Otherwise, it will be a clear victory for the blue team, and they actually, it's really their game, really their map, so
yeah,
they deserve this 1-0 victory.
For sure, for sure. They take it away. 22 kills to 8. GG, well played.
I saw that the red team is really trying to kill both of the front lanes, but Irel survives without any help on such minimum HP that I thought that one more hit and she'll be dead, but no, she survived it, and during the Phantom returned to the fight and kills 2 of the red team and just end this fight, end this game. GG.
Yeah, it was really well played. And I think that's always a thing to sort of say. You know, this is Division 7. This is our lowest division we have. But I often say that, you know, the difference between the lowest divisions and the top divisions is just consistency. And we can see that Yrel had some incredible play there. They did really, really well chasing down that Kel'Thas. And honestly, it was fantastic to watch. And this is the best of Division 7. And this, you know, these 2 teams, they were seed 3 and 4, and they made their way to this finals. So I'm so glad to see such good play here. Especially, you know, the Nazeebo as well, holding on to those Ravenous Spirits until the optimum time. It's so good to watch. And Mission Unknown definitely deserve this 1-0 advantage now in this grand final.
As the one guy said sometime, the MMR is just a number, so if you're good with your hero, you'll definitely be amazing at any kind of games, and that hero was really amazing. And as I said, the both teams deserve to play in the finals because they are the best. They just defeated all the others in the Division 7, so it's the best of the best game, no matter if it's Division 7, Division 5, Division 3, or 1. It's just the best hotsters we get in our community.
Yeah, and of course, if you want to take them on maybe, or if you want to find yourself, and maybe you've just dropped into the stream, you don't know what Heroes Lounge is, you can do ! sign up, and that'll take you straight to our page, all about how to sign up, either as an individual, or maybe you've got 4 friends you want to play some Heroes of the Storm with as well. You can do that. But talking about our match here right now, we did have the map pick was Garden of Terror previously, and that was done by Lagomorpha, And they were, they weren't schooled on the map by any means, but, it certainly looked dominant from Mission Unknown once they got rolling. So now they've gone with the first pick, and it looks like we're going to be going over to Battlefield of Eternity.
Well, it seems like the Lagomorpha team was not that bad at the start, and they was faster on the macro plays, but a few fights, and they just don't understand what to do next. They can't reach and reach the enemies and try to come back into this game. So maybe they need to start the snowballing somehow. I don't know. So in that case, the first pick is better option actually.
Yeah, I mean, they did do some really good stuff in those first few minutes of the game. They got a few good kills. They did some good invading as well. It was good decisions, but as you say, just a little bit tricky when having to go through, get into those later stages, have that those team fights that just didn't quite go their way. So hopefully they can bring it together a little bit tighter here on Battlefield of Eternity.
I think that's the point. Is the difference before the divisions that Division 7 is having less of the experiments playing the tournaments, and that's why they just sometimes not that good and in comeback mechanic and all of the stuff. But I think in any other stuff will be good. So if they will, as I said, snowball in the game, they will be good because their rotation speed and their macro stuff was some kind of a diamond place or somewhere there.
Yeah, and absolutely. We'll see what they can do here on Battle of Eternity. A very different map to Garden of Terror. Obviously, Garden of Terror, a lot of camps, a lot more sort of AoE needed, a lot more solo stuff. But here on Battlefield Eternity, you need that single target damage, and that's going to be important to watch here. What can these teams do to pick up the single target damage? Maybe we'll see sort of more Greymanes, more of that Rain or something like that. That hand's obviously banned out very quickly, but let's see.
A Zeba Spider build again.
Could well be, could well be. You never say never.
Yeah. Definitely the easiest pick in this map is, as you said, Greyman, maybe Limane, Hanzo, but all the time, as I said, it's the point that the Division 7 is my favorite because they never think in that way, in the meta way. You can pick your Hanzo, but Will can pick Spider and Zeba and win you easily because we're better at this than you are. And
Yeah.
the hero is going banned. They don't want to play against the T-Serial again.
No, it certainly was impressive and definitely bannable, in my opinion. They definitely did get some good value. And now it's going to be a Valor. So yeah, as we were saying, that single target damage gets removed. Is there anything else you'd ban from the enemy team? Was the Nubrak wasn't quite an issue too much?
Oh, I guess the most annoying thing in the blue team was the rail because all the time the fight starts without the rail was going to the red side, but after the hero joins the fights, it's almost all the time comes into blue side.
So there we go. The Hanzo is banned out.
They banned Hanzo in the last game, so I guess the blue teams like to play Hanzo, and Hanzo is good at the Battlefield of Eternity. So yeah, it's better to ban it unless you want to respect the ban someone else. But as I said, I think the Royale is the one hero that was annoying the red team. So probably it's better to pick to ban Hanzo and ban Errol
Yep. So now we do have the May band out once again. You know, this is to let people know this is definitely a target ban onto Lagomorpha. They picked it 15 times in the main season, having great success of 80% win rate. So definitely worth banning here if you are Mission Unknown. We do have the variant going in here.
That's interesting again because I do not think that the May is the best choice for any map we have, but looks like Lagomorpha once again quitting the meta and trying to find some surprising picks and pick May, but not in the finals.
We have
And Naziba.
Stukov and Nazeebo. So Stukov is a little bit of an interesting pick because he doesn't have a cleanse, doesn't have anything to remove that sort of taunt from Varian, but is good with Varian. So maybe it's a little bit of a counter pick here. They don't want Lagomorpha to have that Stukov, which could be a potential for them. But something they have picked up a lot of times is Brightwing. So we could see them pick up Brightwing here, but it is going to be Li Ming, a fantastic pick on this map for certain, as well as a Maiev. What do you think about the Maiev here?
Well, Maiev into the Variant pick should be an interesting choice because with the help of Liming, if the all spells will reach the target, it will be a huge damage, but it depends on how it will, when and how the fights will go on.
There's a Rhaegar coming out here. They don't want any sort of sustained healing or the cleanse possibility from Rhaegar. I'm interested to see that because ultimately I think we're probably going to see the Anduin come out again, if not a Brightwing. So now the bans on the other side of things, most likely going to be a tank, could also be a bruiser, maybe even a DPS, and it's going to be that Johanna.
They also can be actually a tier end if they want to play into the Variant comp, but I'm not sure that the red team want to risk, again, as I said, that early.
See ETC coming in here, so a little bit of a control, going to try and sort of lock down that Maiev with a power slide and maybe a mic check. And what else are we going to see there? Grey main, so there is the single target damage for the blue team.
Actually, I do not see ETC often is in this season. I guess the teams forget about him because once again he's not that bad as they want to, and the Brightwing Shogun, as you said.
Yeah, so this Thrall, Maiev, I mean Thrall, Earthquake could be fine here, but obviously Sunder helps with interrupting ETC mosh pits. You need to be thinking about that. They've got Polymorph, they've got the Wave of Force, Varian Taunt, not while inside it obviously, but would be able to do it just pre-mosh. But Maiev also has a little bit of trouble, so it might be a good pick here having that ETC, but on top of that, they're going to have a Tyrael as their offlaner. Or their main tank.
They can be both actually in solo lane or tank, and I guess I hope it will be a judgment because of all of this solo target damage that the blue team had.
Yeah, it could be, but of course Sanctification can help out in a lot of fights. Which way are you going to be putting your points?
I preferred the red team draft more because of all of this combination and Liming, Maiev, and Varian, and Thrall in the top of that. But in case if this will be a judgment, then the blue team is my choice.
Yeah, and then for me, I think the red team with that Li Ming, it's just going to be enough to poke down these Immortals, find that little bit of reset damage they can do, and Thrall and Maiev should be able to cause a lot of havoc, maybe getting a quick kill on Stukov. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. These teams did show very, very promising starts here in game number 1, and now game number 2 is certainly going to be a tricky one. Obviously, this is a best of 5. Even if Mission Unknown win this, they'll have to win another one after this. Let's see as we go into game number 2 here on Battlefield of Eternity.
The point noticed that both teams are good with the fight and the race, so should be an equal game.
Yeah, we should. And Mission Unknown, of course, we have on the Blues. We have Greymane, Tusker, Marku on Greymane, Freakster 2 on Stukov, Belmont on Tyrael, J on the ETC, and Gemdi on the Nazebo.
And on the red side, we got Lagomorpha with G-Fork on Leeming, You're in Game on Thrall, Grizzly Scene on Varian, Eves on Brightwing, and Trips on Maiev.
So, yeah, we go into this now. And we see Green Thrall coming out here. So a little bit of percentage damage. The Rolling Thunder means that, you know, they won't be scaling up as much, but they will be able to get a little extra healing, and trading out in the lane will help them a tiny bit as well. We've got Migos in the chat saying, Lagomorpha, take my energy. I'll need all the energy they can get in this grand final, of course.
Got a little lagging for the start, as always I do, but it's okay now. Not much you can say for the start of the game, because it's just all they run killing the creeps, but they try to kill Maiev and capture her in the Ziba's wall.
Yeah, and they do try and use a lot of tools there, and they almost get her down. This has got the low blow talent here from the Stukov. So trapping them in that wall, having the silence underneath them will be a lot of damage, and they won't have many choices because they won't be able to escape due to being silenced. So it's a good strategy here to try and lock down, and I like what I'm seeing. But already we do see Nazebo on about 15% mana.
Yeah, you said if the silence and the wall was in one place, that Maiev should go down, but the green goes to the top siege camp. It's interesting, actually. Well, the red team's trying to get bottom one.
Yeah, it's quite unusual. I mean, it's one of those things that Nazebo is a late game hero, and, well, Varian isn't really a hero until level 4, so they've sort of traded off there in sort of having weaknesses and strengths. And you would expect really here for blue team to be a lot more aggressive, but they have just been persuaded to be passive and send their Greymane top instead. People considering...
Well, actually, I think they're trying to fix the macro place and just said to the Greymane, you must take this camp in any cost. But yeah, as you said, the better to be aggressive, especially until the Varian gets the level 4.
But we see now that the camps are being taken instead, and it's being cleaned up nicely by Greymane and the rest of the team. Whereas on this side, it's taken a little bit longer. Having Maiev and Li Ming just isn't quite as quick.
You see that the boss teams decided not to time in these camps and just they want to fight probably on the Immortals. Let's see how it works. But
Yeah.
no, boss teams just go through all this way to defend the lanes.
Yeah, and you know, the red team, they've got theirs pushing in. Greymane's going to go up there now as this halftime show comes out. The Thrall has defended it handily in the bottom, and now this is where the red team should either decide, do they want to go a little bit aggressive, or are they going to try and race? And it looks like, for now, they're doing a little bit of racing, but it's Maiev. They need to be thinking about that. You know, Thrall is probably the best, but this is a good taunt. This is going to be a good route, and this is the kill that they're hoping for. Getting a quick kill on Stukov is absolutely the best thing they can have in these fights. Greymane and Nazebo perhaps being the second targets, but they're going to have a little more survivability and mobility later in the game. But now's a tough place for them to be. You know, they don't have a good racing hero, and they just have Li Ming to poke away at the blue Immortal. Meanwhile, the damage
has gone just too far, and I guess now the positioning of the Stukov is not that good. He's all the time in the front, catching the taunt into his face, and Tyrael is going down.
Yeah, it's a kill sacrifice, but ultimately they do get the Immortal. The blue team walking away with 650 shielding still left on their Immortal. The red team unlucky here, but they did get 2 kills. Perhaps it's a consolation prize.
They almost, as I said, they now the level 7, so the blue team can do nothing against it, and they just waste probably a first Immortal for nothing. So maybe that death wasn't so necessary.
Yeah, and it's, you know, unfortunate because the red team doesn't have good defensive heroes. You know, Li Ming can do fine, but the Maiev, the Varian, the Brightwing, they're obviously not going to be doing a lot of defense here. And actually, with Greymane and Nazeeba, you're hoping to get more than the front wall, and they didn't even get all of it. You know, there is still a whole tower left here for the red team, so it's actually working out really well for the Reds right now.
The good thing is that if the blue team would lose this Immortal, it should be this fort actually. So maybe yeah, it's better to not to give the Immortal to the enemy team and try to do as much as you can. But I guess they need to focus on not giving the engage to the red team all the time.
Yeah, absolutely things to consider. Yeah, we do obviously have level 7s here now, so a little bit of soothing mist for Brightwing will be able to, you know, keep people topped up while silenced, you know, removing some of the slows and stuns from ETC as well, helping sustain against that Nazeebo. Chirps looking for something here again, but the blue team spreading out really nicely against this Maiev.
The point is now that both of the teams have no siege camp, the bruiser camp, pressing the line, so maybe this time the blue team could do better. And their bruiser camp is now already gone. They can even try to invade, but no,
Yeah.
they just racing. They just trying to race.
Yeah, they're keeping it cool, calm. And the blue team, you know, they had a really good advantage here. And the red team had to use all 5 of their heroes to even equalize the damage of the 4 of the blues. They don't have their own camp going, so they're going to have to be thinking about it. Oh, and this is such a bad spawn for them as well, because Greymane can just push a little bit in the bottom if they wanted to, as the red team have to collapse into the top here. They have to try and defend this. Greymane is coming all the way around, but red team, they do need to think about this camp pushing in the bottom.
Thrall is trying to race, no one defending bottom lane, and that's not the best idea, I guess.
Level 10s are here though. We have a good taunt coming out here. They're trying to focus onto the Greymane, but actually there's a beautiful stun here. The Sanctification goes down perhaps a little early. They're still going onto this Greymane. He gets away because of the stealth. Chirps has 0 mana, and now the red team are fighting under the blue Immortal, and this is not where they want to be, but it's turned into just a race here as neither team feels successful enough to do anything, and the Immortal goes over to the red team. Good usage of zoning away and the tools that they had here. We had Sanctification and Ravenous Spirit popped for the blues.
I guess Greymane didn't even see the stun from the Immortal coming up, and didn't see the Sanctification. That's why he's almost dying in this fight. But hopefully they will do better in this, and the red team is looking better in this map. Even if we remember that not their pick this map.
Yeah, but it looks so good as we see a nice Maiev pull, but they're underneath the tower. They have to get away. Li Ming did a fantastic job interrupting that mosh pit, and it means that that is safely securing this first fort of the game here for the Reds. A little bit of an advantage, and they have an XP advantage on top of that in general.
And I do like that she probably wait until the whole animation of the mosh pit ends and then just interrupt, so the mosh pit's having the whole KD.
They need to be a little bit careful. Brightwing very far forward there, not realizing that perhaps they didn't have a blink heal available to get away. And Greymane goes down though in return. A nice return kill, absolutely needed. Now Chirps is thinking about keeping going. Now if they fight again in about 16 seconds, Brightwing will be able to teleport in. But for now, they need to just be thinking, keep it slow, keep it steady, as you've got no healer.
And Maiev was pulled away too far, so no need to fight.
Yeah, but there's no fort here for them to return to. The Brightwing is coming in here right now. And the taunt is onto the Stukov. This is superb. G-Frog tries to find the damage, but Freakster is running away. A good peel here from ETC, but can Chirps find anything more? Out comes the isolation disc, but back comes Greymane. Greymane might be thinking about it. Gemd as well. The Soothing Mist means that the rest of the red team are able to retreat. But level 13 is just around the corner for them. And they can think about taking this either top camp here or going perhaps for a bruiser camp, which the blue team don't have available for another 25 seconds.
And once again, that Stukov was too far in the front line, and only thing that the red team can't reach him in fast is the reason he stayed alive. But that was the point, that the red team all the time trying to reach the Stukov, and that's a good point. But
yeah, this is tough.
I guess you need the help of Maiev for this, not only the Liming.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And we see sort of the confidence of the blue team has been knocked away from them. In the last game when they were winning, they were really confident. They were doing some great plays, but now it just seems like they've not quite know what to do with themselves. And they just seem a little uncertain to commit to some of the plays that they were doing so well in game number 1. Out comes the containment disc. They need to be trying to find something soonish. Silence on top of it means that maybe they can try and go for Tyrael, but he will have Sanctification. The taunt is on top. The silence comes out from Stukov, peeling away. But still, we see the value of Liming on this map just come out. Orb after orb, missile after missile, and this Immortal is going to go to its halftime stage very, very soon. All thanks to Liming.
But once again, they do not defend the camp, and the bottom lane should fall into that if no one comes.
Yeah, I mean, it is piling up. There's minions galore right there.
They should just remember that the macro plays not only the taking the camps, but securing all of the lines.
Yeah, but speaking of securing something, there could be a kill secured here, but a nice protected. It's a great mosh pit. It gets them the kill onto Varian. Maiev has 0 mana, is trying to sustain themselves through the poison, but the blue team are just chasing down kills on the other side. The low blow gets the kill onto the Thrall, but Maiev is able to survive through the poison thanks to the Vault of the Warden.
If I see it right, the Liming comes into the mosh pit, but she just pressed the wave of force in just less than 1 second and interrupted. That was really likely for her and for the whole of the team, but they still lost 3 of heroes, and
it looks like they could be losing the Immortal. They go to try and secure it, but the containment disc misses. ETZ is just pushing around this red team. And the Holy Ground means that it's more awkward for the red team to chase them down as well. Good stuff here from the blue team, securing themselves an Immortal. And also, they already got the fort in the bot lane, all thanks to that camp.
Yes. And if they come here as fast as they can, there will be another fort down. Or maybe the Immortal can do it with himself. But as you said, the defense of the red team is just too good. So you need to help your Immortal if you want to destroy the forts. But now all the teams, all 10 players are here, and it should be a fight.
Yeah.
But Trolls just waste his Earthquake for trying to kill Greymane, but you can't kill Greymane into this.
No, not right now. But the red team, they do defend past the fort. And that's okay, but they have used the Earthquake, as you say. They have Containment Disc in 10 seconds. Earthquake is such a good tool for Thrall, for survivability, for control.
1 second for the Mesh Pit.
And Jay knows it. Jay knows it. He's looking for it. Out comes here he goes. The mosh pit is there. The sanctification on top. It is not getting interrupted this time. Brightwing goes down. Greymane tries to find something, but Stukov is the next to fall. The red team actually getting some good control here. But it looks like Greymane tries to find another go for the throat, but is not available. Maiev is on 300 HP, does get taken down by an ETC auto attack, but it's traded for Tyrael. It's 2 for 2 here once again. And if they can find another taunt in 6 seconds, perhaps they can find another kill, as Leeming and Thrall are more than enough damage. They could try and look to turn onto the gazebo, and there it is, trying to find it. The ice block comes down. They're turning around onto the Greymane instead, and that is going to be another kill here. Great stuff here from the red team, using their tools, using what they have, the damage, the control, finding the pressure and kills that they need to make these team fights go in their favor.
And once again, too far in the front lane for Stukov. It's causing the blue team fighting without the healer. And there it goes. The red team just searching all the possibilities they can find to win the fights, and they do pretty well in that.
Yeah, you know, and they've got themselves ahead by a little bit less than, well, I'd say half a level perhaps. But right now it's giving them a small advantage. And they've got the Mirror Ball from Li Ming, as well as the Criticize from Brightwing. All this extra damage that's just going to help them. Now, we see the blue team once again guiding in their camp. The red team have neglected this every single time for a mortal race. Then the blue team should utilize it and try and pressure them here right now underneath their immortal. Try and make sure that something's there. Maiev goes in very deep. ETC looking to control them, and out comes so many cooldowns used, and Maiev does go down. Sanctification used to try and help Nazebo. Nazebo not in trouble anymore, and now the blue team are just looking to chase them down. In a 4 versus 5, the silence comes out. All the pressure onto Grizzly Sin, but ultimately it's all fine here for the Reds, apart from losing that Maiev.
Yeah, this time Stukov was in the back line too far for someone trying to reach him, and that's why he stayed alive. But Liming do pretty well job and send the boss immortals into the halftime with the advantage for the red team.
Yeah, it's in a nice defensive position. And this is good. This is good for the Reds because Li Ming likes a defensive position immortal. They can just ping away slowly and surely with orbs, with missiles, and just get damage going through. The blue team using their bodies to try and block it. But with Triumvirate on level 4, you know, it just means that the orbs get reset and Li Ming can try again in just 4 seconds.
Speed is up again, and ETC is trying to reach someone, but you need to remember about the Liming and the Brightwing.
Yeah, and that's a good containment disc.
On but there was a good silence and a wall on Maiev, and now she's low, so she can't do much in this fight. That's why the Varian goes down, and so do the Brightwing, and Maiev is going down as well.
Huge Ravenous Spirit value once again here from Gemd. And the Zebe may be getting banned out in game number 2 as the damage is shredding away at this Immortal. The red team tuck their tail between their legs, having to defend this bot lane. And that's not all they're going to have to defend, as there is an Immortal running down the top side of the map here. We'll go all the way down. There's still a keep wall available. Leeming's going to have their work cut out, as they are going to be the sole range defender here on the side of the red team.
So as you said, after the draft, that Stukov works pretty well into the variant, but look has his work into the Nazebo's wall that may have just filled the face.
Yeah, all that mobility, all those survivability tools stripped away by just a lurking arm. The shields on the Immortal are going to go down right now, and it's going to be walking forward, but you're in game already falling low here. Has to get healed up by Brightwing. Tyrael looking to poke themselves in. Make space using that holy ground. Level 20 here now for them. Out comes the containment disc. Containing the Tyrael. But do they really want to go in? The keep goes down. The blue team positioning further forward. Some retreating though. It seems to be a little bit uncertain what they want to do. I think.
Sonification is up, so they can do things.
Yeah, but Tyrael gets just taken down immediately. A really good kill from them. The Taunt and the Polymorph shutting down Tyrael, enabling them to maybe try and find something. Maybe try and find a little bit more, but the Zebo wall is there. The slow's coming out from Freakster, but Freakster pops down to the lurking arm, and that's going to cause them to die. ETC goes in with a huge mosh pit, but the reset was just there for Li Ming. They're able to get a nice wave of force, but Gemdi causes them to die as well after using the Ravenous Spirit to get some of that damage. Really good stuff here from Li Ming.
That was really greedy to trying to use that arm into the Nazeeba's wall, while you know that the Limin has her blink, but
This may have cost them the game here. You know, perhaps they can go for the core if they really want to. Still 30 seconds on Stukov. They're struggling a little bit. You're in game having low HP. Brightwing comes and teleports in. They've just gone keep for keep. But they need to be careful. This bot keep has got 2 catapults on it. You're in game does come down to defend it. Oh no, oh no. The red team, they're going for this bruiser camp. I guess it's 3 versus 4. Is Tyrael going to be able to steal it away? They don't go for the commit. They have sanctification. The taunt comes out. The polymorph is there once again. They pop their shield at level 20, but it's not enough to keep them alive. The CC chain of the red team is just too much for Tyrael right now.
seems like the Tyrael don't even decide if he want to go, and that's a few seconds of thinking cost him life and maybe a game if the red team would be fast enough on this race.
Yeah, I'd have liked to have seen him either sort of commit to it or just not done anything. And the fact is, because he sort of went in and then tried to run away, just didn't work out. Didn't work out here for Tyrael. And that's given the red team a little bit of breathing room to make sure they can come back into this game. Make sure they have control of these immortals. Because the blue team, they're looking fierce. They're looking fierce now. And if they can find themselves these mosh pits, find themselves these kills, smooth out those mistakes of just overstaying a little bit, they are strong in these team fights.
Let's go the red team, so hero now, I guess.
Yeah, and they look like they've isolated this Nazebo, trying to find him. The ice block comes out immediately after the silence is over, but that's putting themselves in a little bit of a scenario. Jay comes in, tries to get the peel. The sanctification is there in the back lane. Your in game is in a little bit of trouble, but as we see, here comes the mosh pit, the power slide already. Li Ming's dead, Maev's dead, Brywing's gone down. It's so much damage. This Ravenous Spirit, with everything on top of it, is just taking apart the red team and the blue team. Mission unknown, peeling away, getting a 5-man team wipe here. And they look to set their sights on the enemy core.
That was actually a lesson of patience from the ETC. He's just waiting, all of the red team in one place, standing and waiting for his mesh pit. And when it comes, it just ruined all the fights and making it into the 2-0 for the blue team in this best of 5 series.
Yeah, GG, well played, for sure. I mean, the blue team, they deserved the win, but the red team, they were so close.
Yeah, they've shown us that why they are in the finals. So they are, as I said, they are one of the best in Division 7 and one of the best in the whole Heroes Launch. But a blue team was a bit better in the last fights and maybe a bit luckier.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the red team went for the engage there. They went to try and isolate that Nazebo. They went to try and really put the pressure onto the blues. But the blues, they have these tools. They have the mosh pit. They have the sanctification. They had the ice block for Nazebo to keep himself safe for a little bit. So from some good positioning from Stukov in the end, just meant that they were safe. And ETC able to know that they're not the target, find themselves into a better position, lock down people, get that kill on Li Ming, and then the mosh pit afterwards just really helped out with a lot of the stuff here for Mission Unknown, taking them to this 2-0 advantage. We can have a little look at...
As I said, UTC just waited in this last fight until all of the red team comes in the one just place, trying to kill this Naziba, and catches all of them except the Maiev, but Maiev can do nothing against that mosh pit, and that's, as I said, it's a great lesson of patience and just macro thinking of the players. So even if this is Division 7, it doesn't mean that these guys can't play or they play not that good as in other divisions, because as we said many times, they're the best and they do great work, amazing work, and we see it in all of these fights and winning fights. Or
Yeah, it's super good, and you know, Todasul is saying that the caging of the Zebo was such a good plan, and it was a really good plan. They tried to go for it, but unfortunately, as you say, you know, everything afterwards just too late. Maiev was trying to find those plays, trying to find that opening, but it wasn't quite there with the rest of the team. It is such close games here, and you know, this 2-0 scoreline does not say everything. You know, we've seen such good play coming out from Lagomorpha, and I want to see them take a win here. I want to see them take a game. They have the choice now of first pick or map pick. It's going to be a tough decision for them. You know, which way do you go here? Have you got a map that you want to play on, or do you think that first pick really helped them out in this game number 2?
I do think that they might try to play macro once again, because they're a bit better on that, and probably if I was in this team, I'll try to pick Alterac or Cursed Hollow and try to do my best, but I do not know what they thinking about this. How about the Cursed Hollow and Alterac pass from the boss teams?
Yeah, of course, we can sort of recap over the map pool available right now. So we have had Infernal Shrines, Volskaya Foundry banned out by the Blues. We've had Sky Temple, and let's just go to the map screen. We've had Sky Temple and Tomb of the Spider Queen banned out by the Reds. Then Battlefield of Eternity and Garden of Terror picked up by either team. And so we do have Alderac Pass, Towers of Doom, Cursed Hollow, and Dragonshire left over. So
do some research for the map pool from the both sides, and it seems like the Lagomorpha didn't much like to play on the Cursed Hollow, neither like on the Alterac Pass. They have only once played the Cursed Hollow in the season, and there wasn't their peak. And the Mission Unknown picked Cursed Hollow 4 times and get the 50% win rate on it.
yeah, so is that going to be the case here? Are we going to see a first pick here for Lagomorpha and then going over to Cursed Hollow? Obviously, these are all big maps left over. We have, you know, as you say, Alterac, Cursed Hollow. There's also the chance of Towers of Doom, another sort of quite wide map. Yeah, it is definitely a wide map, but obviously much more condensed. There's a lot of fighting in the center. So we'll have to see where these guys go for eventually. Obviously, this is the choice of Lagomorpha right now.
Actually, I do think that all of the maps that left in our map pool are mostly about the camps. So maybe, yeah, they want to pick a first pick, and that's probably the best choice for them now.
Yeah, we've had a reminder from our manager to drink lots of water right now, and I've got my big glass of iced tea that is slowly going through. I'm not sure if you've got anything, Panabi. How is it hot where you are?
Well, I do have a bit of water, but I guess I'll be fine without it because it's not that hot in my room, actually.
Well, it's 31 degrees right now, and I sort of create, whenever I stream, I create a nice little box that I have to sit in. And yeah, that's the woes of using a green screen. Maybe not the best thing to do. But as we see, it looks like first pick.
Best thing that I'm just a picture, so I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, that's unfair. It's an unfair advantage. There we go. Yeah, make sure everyone's drinking water back at home as well. You know, keep hydrated in these tense games. It's getting very, very close. So yeah, first pick has been picked up by Lagomorpha. And now we have to see where we go. So you reckon it's going to be a Cursed Hollow? We'll have to wait and see. It's Mission Unknown. They're taking a little bit of time here.
Depends on the blue team pick or drafts. I prefer to see Towers of Doom, maybe, but they picked the Cursed Hollow. Okay.
It is. You're so on it. You're so on it, Punaby, with the stats. So Cursed Hollow. Now Cursed Hollow, it's it's sort of different map once again to what we have in Battlefield Eternity, but very similar in size to the Garden of Terror. Now we saw some great early game invasions from Lagomorpha on the Garden of Terror, and I'd like to see sort of similar style come out here. They've picked the Thrall both times. Do you think that's a worthy pick here on this map?
I think the Cursed Hollow is that kind of the maps that you must pick as much of the global heroes as you can. So the best choice is the Haka once again, but I'm not sure if both of the teams will try to reach him. If only they can play the Haka. Didn't see the Haka in their picks, but Mission Unknown picks the Haka 8 times and had the 50% win rate. What about
Lagomorpha have picked it 7 times with a 71% win rate. So it certainly could be a consideration. Obviously, they've picked the Brightwing already today, and it's one of their top picks. So it could be, as you say, you know, seeing the globals banned out a little bit more. We've had Jarell being banned out. I wouldn't be surprised to see Nazebo banned out if that's something the Lagomorpha are finding annoying. Maybe they don't think that it's significant enough to ban away, or maybe they've finally sort of felt that that Ravenous spirit is just too much.
Not sure what kind of bans they want to deal with it. As I said, with my team, the Ural saw the Sylvanas is good at any map, so yeah, probably you need to ban Ural, but I don't know. The global on this map are just making a huge snowball once again, as I said, and that's the reason that everyone banning the Haka or Falstaff maybe and the Brightwing on the old maps, but it's the Division 7. They don't fear nothing. So
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And these teams, you know, maybe they've got their own ideas about it. Obviously, there is the May to consider that Lagomorpha have yet to been able to play because of all those bans, because of everything that's going on here. We will have to wait and see what these guys go for, as Cursed Hollow is going to be our third map here. Can Mission Unknown make it a quick 3-0? Or is Lagomorpha going to find their feet here on Cursed Hollow as we go into game number 3? I transitioned too early. I really hoped I'd land it. I really hope I'd land it there, Barnaby.
well, that was almost the point, but at 2 seconds late.
Yeah. So, there we go. We're into the game here. 2-0 advantage. Mission Unknown. Lagomorpha need to win this one to stay in the competition, to make sure that Mission Unknown don't take the victory. But Mission Unknown, they're so close. So desperately close. Can they do it?
I do really hope that, as I start at the start of this series, that if one team will lead 2-0, that the other team should risk more and pick unusual picks. So maybe it's now or never, actually.
Yeah.
Use your Churgle already.
use the special card. This is the time for it. We see Brightwing banned out here, so maybe that May is going to be let through. Maybe there's going to be something that Lagomorpha really want. Urel's banned out. What is this second ban going to be? Is it going to be the Hanzo once again?
There is actually no other reason to ban someone else, but of Nazeeba maybe. But let's see if they respect that match, that Nazeeba. No, it'll be a Hanzo again.
It's going to be Hanzo. I mean, that pretty much locks in Nazebo. It wasn't picked early on in the first game, so it might not be. There might be an opportunity to ban it in the second round, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, as this draft expands. But the second ban here for the blue team, May has been a consistent ban for them. Are they going to ban it here again? And Mission Unknown taking their time to think about it. It's going to be the May.
Decided to be ban May, but the hack is open. So will it be a first pick?
Certainly could be. And there it is. You're in game picking up the Dahaka, making sure they have that mobility around the map. Getting that pressure as well. Yeah, predictions are open and available, by the way.
Yeah. The Cursed Owl on the Dragonshire is probably the the best maps for the Haka. So the way you play these maps is to pick him or ban him. And the Nazebo is coming up again. It looks like it was looking like that the blue team is just trying something surprising, as I said, and they see the Nazebo is working. Then why shouldn't we pick him again?
Yeah, but on the other side of things, they've picked up the Anubarak themselves this time, looking for something a little bit different. They're going with the Gul'dan that was banned out in game number 1. Maybe this is, you know, the start of getting the tools that they wanted here on Cursed Hollow. Lagomorpha get the Anubarak, they get the Gul'dan. These are much safer picks than the Maiev, which we saw chirps on in game number 2. So Mission Unknown, they can look to ban out a healer if they want now. They have the Rhaegar themselves. Are they going to ban out a Stukov or a Anduin? It's going to be the Maiev ban. Not what I expected.
No, none of them either. And well, I thought that the red team will decide to pick more aggressively picks and try to invade all of the camps, but the golden picks didn't match that, so they probably be once again mostly a defensive pick on the red side.
So there we see Johanna is going to be the pickup here for the ban, making sure there's no safe tank here. As we have, of course, double pick here, and it's going to be Blaze and Tychus. Blaze, one of the top picks in the topper divisions. So Division 1 and Division 1 Plus. Blaze was in their top 3 most picked heroes. And we see it only just being picked up here by Division 7.
Because no one in Division 7 cares about the Division 1. The only sign of the meta picks is to ban Joanna. That's all.
Yeah. Ban Johanna, consider Kel'Thas. And Greymane and Stukov are going to be the picks here for Eves and G-Frog. Greymane very good at picking up camps on this map. And now we get to the last one. The last pick here for the blue team. They can either pick up a tank or an offlaner. We could see the return of the Tyrael if they really wanted, but might not have enough wave clear to go into Dahaka. Of course, you could go for Stage Dive ETC if they really wanted. And ETC did basically bring them back in game number 2.
Oh, that will be a garage. I just once for 1 second I thought that they could pick Illidan and it will be cool, but they decided not to go into the yellow.
I think picking an Illidan here would be a little bit risky. I mean, Gul'dan and Anubarak, there's a lot of CC and a lot of control. The silence as well from Stukov can make your life a little hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you win in 2 also. Why
It's true.
not?
It's true. It's true. Well, well, well. Game number 3 here, of course. Which way are you feeling this draft has gone? Have Mission Unknown got the tools to lock in this grand final championship point?
I guess that the boss peaks are equal again, and the point is if the red team can take their lead once again and just keep it for all of the game, because they fight is a bit weak, I guess. And while the blue team has their advantage, they are all the time winning the fights somehow. So maybe the red team just need to use all of the powers to place the macros and win this game and come back into the series.
Yes, and they will try. The people who are on their lifeline in the red, it is Lagomorpha. We have Yorin game on that crucial Dahaka. Eves on Stukov, Grizzly Sin on Anubrak, G-Frog on Gul'dan, and Chirps 232 on the Grey Mane.
And now I must say about the blue team, the J on the Tychus, Belmont on Blaze, GMD on Nazeebo, Freakster on the Garrosh, and Tuska Marco on Regar. I almost feel the my team is the red, but now I must be with the blue one.
We did a little swap around there, pardon me. And we see here already the blue team are a little bit hesitant. They're playing a little further back. They've got a lot of stacking quests, but Gul'dan obviously wants to stack that corruption, and that is the main fear. Once that gets stacked, G-Frog will have considerably more damage in these team fights.
Nazeebo is using his spider talent once again, and the red team is decided to flank him.
Yeah, but Gemdi sees perhaps the beetle come out of Grizzly Sin and thinks, actually, I'll stay behind my wall for the time being.
Yeah, that was the betrayer of the red team.
Now,
Who can wait for that?
yeah, the beetle, just stay behind, stay in the bush. No, it did not. It wanted some of the action. Now, interesting, we had Yorin game come to the bot lane, which is actually where the tribute is. So I would have liked to have seen them, or maybe they will start to make their way to the top lane and be on the other side of the map to the first tribute. And that way they can get a little bit of global advantage into this game.
Greyman has already started his macro plays, but the Regars comes to the Bruiser at the start. And that's interesting choice.
Well, you know, usually you start with the camp that is nearest the tribute first. So we see obviously Greymane going for the siege camp, and that's just going to go, you know, here on the tribute side. Whereas a blue team, they're going to pick up their bruiser camp and then afterwards pick up the siege camp. So it goes all the way down the top lane and push in on the top during the tribute's time. And that's why I want to see Dahaka go top. You know, if you have Dahaka top, you can defend these siege camps really easily and then join the team fight a little bit later on. But right now, they're just there with the siege giants. They're trying to get a little bit of damage on Jay, but ultimately, it's not going to be super effective.
The point is that the Blaze has just missed his stun, but I guess they can't kill Dahaka that easily. And the Gul'dan is staying on the that could cause a little of problems for the red team trying to reach in this first tribute.
Yeah, and you know, G-Frog will have to stay top here. Will have to stay top, and that means that the blue team, you know, they know that Dahaka's at the bottom. They know that they'll have an advantage here globally. And, you know, they may have to take out this big wave in the mid, and Jay will have to throw a big old grenade, if possible. But the rest of the blues, they are just peeling away, and absolutely, they get this tribute swiftly. Really well done here by the blues.
Yeah, that was a great job from the Garrosh, slowing down all of the red team, and they can't just be there in time.
But we see the value that these mid lane camps can get, especially when they amass a big wave. Now, all by itself, with Tychus trying to defend it, gets the whole front wall. Really good work here from the red camp, even if they didn't get the tribute.
Yeah, they just do their camp a little bit later, and that's the point to play on the curse at all. You need to wait your enemy to play first, make the first step, and then just crush the camp and let's do your camp. Here's stuff.
Now we see a tribute going in the top lane, and your in-game is still here in the bot lane. They're going to have Belmont in the bottom as well for as long as they can. It looks like the blue team are just giving up on this tribute, and Eves is ready to pick it up, showing Envision, whereas the blue team, not showing Envision, have come down to try and get to Hacker, but Hacker is not going to get ganked that easily. And actually, I think perhaps the blue team should have waited a little bit longer if they were going to go and try and get that kill.
Or they can just, if Blaze called it a little bit earlier, they can push the hacker back with a grenade, and the garage can throw him back after the burrow or before the burrow.
Yeah, but we still see Tuskamaku with this wolf build, really going for that aggression, biting hard onto the heroes, trying to make sure that their team is going far and forward. But we do see, obviously, this is a very much a similar draft to what they had in game number 1. But this is a danger zone here for Tahaka. They're going to have to burrow away. And they do get themselves out of the danger zone. But this looks to be our first properly contested tribute, Parnaby.
Yeah. That should be a 5-on-5 fight, unless the
Zebo's
just chasing by the bees.
They're on the flank. The red team are trying to lock down someone. Belmont is finding themselves flanking as well. Eves is inside that zombie wall. Has a few spiders. But the blue team are running low on mana right now. Meanwhile, the red team are trying to find themselves a kill here. They get a good amount of damage, a good amount of silence here onto Garrosh. And Garrosh does go down. Now they're looking at Belmont. They're looking to try and find something. The grenade stops them from burrowing, from getting away. And Blaze is the second kill. Finally, the red team have found themselves in a big advantage here in this series.
That Frogs is just so small while you're not playing the Frogs build.
Yeah.
Big.
Obviously, spiders once again here for GMD, and they got a lot of spiders onto Eves. G-Frog is actually going to be in danger to these spiders, has to suck away at these minions. Oh dear. And we already see the value coming out here. Of course, fully stacked now. Nazebo is going to be more than happy with that.
Yeah, it's actually easy way to complete your quest when you have a solo target trying to collect the tribute. Just press the Q on him and easy stacks.
Yeah.
Most teams are trying to reach the Bruiser camp once again.
Yeah, but Gul'dan goes down in the top lane. GMD just so deadly on this Nazebo. You have to be so careful going up against them.
How has this happened, actually?
I don't know either. We missed it on the camera. T-Tour's in the chat if you really want to. But there we go. A nice lick here from your in-game. And they are settling down here in this bot lane. And they'll be fine to be here for a little while as the next tribute is up here, surrounded by bushes, and is safely on the red team's side. This is exactly where you want it to be if you are a red team player. Dahaka, though, has been making their way up a little bit slowly.
Tychus is too low, and the tribute is almost spawning.
But the red team aren't on it. They're not on it straight away, and they're going instead for the kill. They're going to try and find Tuskamaku. They have to pop the Ancestral. Out comes the Cocoon, zoning out this Rhaegar, but no kill so far. No focus quite just yet here. Freakster comes out with the taunt, trying to find something here for the blue team. Instead, they're going to find themselves stunning into this zone out. And the red team looking so healthy because of Stukov's amazing spread healing. But instead, we see the GMD is trying to get that interrupt. Freakster has to throw them away. And it is going to be the curse going over here to the red team.
Good point that you can do it yourself, because my code just crashed. So I need to see the whole of this fight on the stream.
Well, I will keep commentating then until you are back and around, pardon me, as we see the red team. They take down this middle fort. Good aggression. They already sent a hacker burrowing top to take out this siege camp. It's always important to soak up the minions. That is the key part of Cursed Hollow. Soak up the minions, soak up that XP, because the minions, they give you a lot of XP. And even though the buildings are disabled, it's important to make sure you have that so you get that level advantage. Meanwhile, though, a nice taunt kill onto Hacker here at the top lane. Now, the blue team, they're going to look to put a little bit of aggression in the top here, as they know that the boss is being taken by the Reds. Belmont has been scouting it. Belmont knows. Blue team, though, they've shied away, and instead of going for their own boss, or going for the enemy boss, even, they're going to Hearthstone and try and catch up with this team fight here in the bottom. Is Belmont looking for something? They do, but it's too late. The cocoon comes down. I'm sorry, Belmont. Oh, but out comes here. They've not got bunker. There's no way of getting out if they were to be targeted.
Missed all of the timings, and that play just survived. One thing was the coach of the Division 7 team. I trying to teach my team to trying to invade the keeps while you have the first tribute, but we see that these Division 7 teams just using their advantage to get both of the boss, and that is good as well, but
yeah, it
not
is
that effective.
It's certainly good in terms of sort of taking plays off the enemy team, but it didn't necessarily get any value here in the bot lane. And getting in the top lane, there's a fort to go onto. I'm not sure if they're going to go for it, but it looks like the warning signs are there. They know that Garrosh was there. Are they going to find anything more?
Yeah, all here, and only 4 of the blue team, so this fort is definitely will be destroyed. But will they go for the keep or not?
It's a possibility, and it looks like the blue team are thinking about the siege camp. They're thinking about going for it, and they are going to go for it, but it's a little too late, and they realize that now. They realize that it's not a good place to be. I would like to see Dahaka perhaps soaking the other lanes here. They don't need to be here with everybody else. It's not something, and they're going to abandon their boss to go and take this siege camp off the red team, and then return to the boss. It's still got a little bit of health left. Freaks, they're trying to find something. But out comes a really nice Ravenous Spirit, but it's cancelled by a superb Horrify on the other side of things.
Maybe once again they don't decide will they trying to kill this keep or not, and the problem is that the boss is going down now. Red team will do it as well, actually.
And it's a nice 3 kills here for the blue team, you know. Great Ancestral, great Combustion from Blaze, actually, slowing down the whole of the red team. It actually got them some incredible value, meaning that they could get those kills. Oh, I think Chirps could have had that channel if they really wanted it.
Yeah, I do think so, but tried to go out, and the spiders...
The spider's actually doing so much damage. But the blue team, they've not got a lot to do on the map, and they're thinking about the Bruiser camp, and actually on their way there they find a Greymane who is going to get instantly killed by the Garrosh and friends. And that has to be a painful loss here for the red team. They know that they would be good, but actually they're thinking about this 4 versus 5, and Dahaka comes in. Gul'dan is there, has the Horrify in 1 second, will be able to use it almost instantaneously, and it does get used, but that gets a kill onto the Rhaegar. Garrosh goes down, even using Indomitable through, and that's a nice 2 for nothing here after losing the Greymane.
I'm actually starting to have a feeling that the boss teams just didn't realize what they should do with their advantage. Because we see that the red team just thinking a lot while the boss was in the top lane, and as you said, yes, if the Dahaka went to the talking lanes, it could be a better choice, but they just don't know if they want to destroy the keep or not, and once again, the blue team killing all of the red team don't understand what should do, and they we are closer to the bruiser camp, so why shouldn't we go and take it?
Yeah, but then they back off, and that's, I think, a bad choice. But they find this incredible pick here onto the Tychus, but really well defended here from the Blues. You know, they use the Ancestral, they use the Into the Fray to get them out of danger. I would have liked to have seen Red Team be a bit more aggressive earlier when they had the double bruiser, and I think that's, you know, once again, that uncertainty that happens in Division 7. They're not quite sure what to do, as you've been saying, and now they need to be thinking about, what are we going to do now? An even fight, but there is no Ancestral. It's possibly the best the Reds could hope for right now. They have Cocoon, they have Horrify, a lot of tools that they can use to delay. Stukov is going to be the one picking up the tribute right now.
Yeah, I think the blue one just thinking to skip this because they have a one tribute advantage. Maybe that's a best choice because they are a little bit ahead of an XP, even if you count this D-Hacker, but both teams is going to the bottom boss.
Yeah, but we see a nice taunt here comes out, but Freakster is falling lower and lower. There's no Ancestral to save them. The Grizzly Sin is going to go down. Freakster is surviving for longer than perhaps they should be allowed to, but Tuskamaku is going to have to run away. Eve's falling lower and lower. There were no spiders on them this time. They're going to survive for now, but a 2-for-1 here is phenomenal stuff here for the blue team.
Yeah, the red team was so excited to kill this Garrosh, so they just forgot about their backlines, and the Blaze and Tychus just destroyed this Gul'dan easily.
Yeah, and you know, that is what you have to be careful of, especially when you just get laser focused on Garrosh, who has that armor, who can survive for just that extra bit longer, especially when there's heals and shields coming out from Rhaegar. The blue team moving forward, really nice zoning here right now. You're in game, gets a nice tongue here, but Chirps is not ready to follow up. They don't have anything, and now a curse goes over to the red team.
To the blue team.
Oh, to the blue team, yeah. Sorry. On the red team, for the blue team.
On the red team, yes, but for the blue. I guess the blue team need to use it to reach the level 20 faster, and maybe one last fight to win all of this series can work.
Yeah, the red team, once again, they've been doing so well, and maybe they can find something. It's a good start onto the Rhaegar. This is superb stuff here, but the silence wasn't quite big enough, and Rhaegar is able to get away with an Ancestral healing. It's a nice attempt here, but Gul'dan not quite in time, as they had been recently dead.
Yeah, if you want to drop someone, you need to be at least as 4, not as 3, but... Okay, they tried at least, and they delay the attack on this keep, so it might work.
Yeah, and the red team, they perhaps know that the bot boss is being taken, so they go over to their boss. This boss was deleted so incredibly quickly, you know, with the spider build, Nazebo, with the Tychus, with Rhaegar. It's just so much, and Grizzly Sin knows this, and that is why they've positioned forward. They've already found and mounted Garrosh. Mounted Garrosh does get dismounted. The taunt comes out, though, and that's going to be an insta-kill on Anub'arak. The silence comes out from Eves. They're able to get a boss for a boss. The fear comes out to help peel, but Anub'arak, oh, you need to be quicker than that to be able to get away from these. It's a good boss for boss trade, but losing Anub'arak there, when all they need to be doing is just standing a little bit further forward and a bit earlier on, or waiting and just putting down your Q. You've got the bed of barbs, and then pressing E as soon as you see Garrosh will help out a lot.
Yeah, but you need to go back and defend this boss, because almost the 20 minutes boss will deal a huge damage. The keeps goes down, probably.
Yeah, and you know, this keep was already sieged on a little bit, so it was weakened up nicely by the Reds, and that's going to mean that they get the keep advantage right now. They're clearing out these minions in the bot. They've got a siege camp in the bot. That's the pressure that they're worried about. But the blue team, they've got so much more that they have to think about now, as these catapults will be coming every single wave.
Not only the keep advantage matters on this map, but the way if you destroy the keep on the macro map, it the win condition. If you win a fight, you win a game.
Yeah, you're not wrong, especially as you get later and later into the stages. And with a Grey Mane as well, it's just so much good damage. Nice peel coming out from Grizzly Sin. The Stukov lurking arm, though, is here. And Your In-Game has gone in, maybe to try and find something, but has to be careful. Nice burrow means that they're able to dodge that with the taunt, but oh my days, the Dahaka goes down. This is a huge Ravenous Spirit. Once again, this level 20 upgrade is just phenomenal. And it looks like G-Frog does go down. It's a 3-0. Dahaka trying to find something, but just causing his team to maybe run into a couple of incidences. Grizzly Sin, they don't have the rewind. They went for the Nerubian armor at level 20, and it means that they're going to be killed here. Greymane is the solo defender, and it looks like the blue team are just making the call. We have Nazebo's little men. The zombies are here. The wave is following up on us. Let's try and get at least a keep and maybe even pressure the core.
For the moment, I saw that that was a good move from the Haka, causing the enemy team to use all of their buttons, but then Blaze just goes in with his R pressed, and the red team once again didn't realize what they need to do, and then just split up.
It looks like they're making the call for the call. It's a call for the call here. They have the Nazebo. The damage is good. They have the Tychus. And the damage is just...
20 seconds until the Anubarak, so they can do it actually.
There's going to be some flailing swipes here from Eves. Out comes the silence as well. 20%, 19%. Blaze goes down. Tychus goes down. But it's 0% on the core. It's too much. GG, well played. Our new champions are Mission Unknown.
Well, the way you win in the final match is making a less mistake than your enemy do, and it's indeed that the blue team was way better in this, and the whole time even they were behind the enemy team. They just waiting for their chances. They waiting for the enemy's mistakes, and this Nazebo is causing too much trouble for all and didn't die even in this game.
Yeah, I mean, that Nazebo, it is so much, especially that level 20 Ravenous Spirit. It just, you know, I just want to highlight that talent right now. It is, you know, so much damage. It reduces the healing as well. And of course, it increases the range of casting, which is absolutely, you know, puts you out of danger, puts you out of interrupt range. It's super good. Mission Unknown doing so well here. Fantastic stuff from them. Yeah, really, a pat on the back here. That sort of last-minute decision calling, using the zombie wall to make sure you pressure that keep, and then even further going for the core call. You know, they had about a second of hesitation where they wasn't sure if they should go for it, but obviously someone in the comm said, look, we can do this. We've got 2 maps to spare if it goes wrong. And they went for it, and it was just enough. So good, and commiserations to Lagomorpha. They are our second place runners up, of course, but the 3-0 scoreline does not tell the whole story. You know, we've done well here today with that, but you know they've really tried so hard. Game number 1, they came out swinging. Game number 2, it looked so close to them. Game number 3, it was almost in the bag, but unfortunately, Mission Unknown playing these team fights so well post 20. It's got to be a hard place for them to be right now.
Yeah, the both teams just was, as we said, again, many times they deserved this final, and both of the teams were good, and we see that both of them just don't want to risk much, but as you said, in this last moment, they deserved, they think, yeah, we winning 2-0, so if we risk, if it will benefit, then we will win it, and it's easy final. If we don't make it, then okay, we get another maps, and that's what I want to see from the red team, risking a bit.
Yeah, well,
more, maybe.
It looks like we have a potential of a winner's interview here, so let's pop down into the winner's interview box, and we will speak to the members of Mission Unknown.
Actually expected that to be.
Hello, members of Mission Unknown. Congratulations, you are the Division 7 Season 18 champions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel like I should have some round of applause effect here.
Woohoo!
But we don't. We can just do some sort of light clapping on stream. Yes, how does it feel? 3-0 victory. You've done a fantastic job there. What a battle as well.
It was good. I liked it. We all liked it. There was a good vibe.
It was.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, please. They've heard. Everyone's heard from me all afternoon. Let's listen to you.
Yeah, they were great games, and it was also, we were really happy that it was all 5 of us together, because we've played quite a few games with some subs that have almost carried us, because we had Vid for quite a few games with us, but now it was just the 5 of us, and that felt really good to finish as a 5. And these were our best games so far, and kudos also to the other team, because they played really well, and they were all very tight games. So yeah, that felt good.
Now, I want to give a big pat on the back to Gemdi here for all of the Nazebo action that we've seen today. That ravenous spirit, level 20, just seemed to do everything for you
I know.
guys.
I was really surprised, to be honest. And again, as Frake said, I want to echo that because the other team did really well. But I was really surprised they gave me the option of picking the Naz every time. It is my comfort pick. I know he's not in the highest level meta at the moment, but yeah, it worked for me today.
Yeah,
You don't need to work with meta unless you're in the Division 7, so you're doing great job, actually, all of this. But I want to know who was that guy who called these Go Rush core in the last game?
That was...
It was a bit, almost all of us, but we first pushed for the keep, and then we saw we still had a few seconds left, and then especially Peter Belmont over there was also like, okay, I think we can do this, and then we all just turned around and gave it a go, and saw the core go down very nicely with the Tychus also hitting it, and the Nazi, and then it just
then there was a lot of shouting, don't hit anything else but core.
yeah.
It's always so tempting. It's always so tempting. Well, as a board member for Heroes Lounge, I just want to congratulate you as well and say that you will be receiving a message from our lounge master once he's recovered from COVID about trophies or prizes potentially. We're sort of working that out a little bit, what they might be. We've had medals recently as well, and you will be awarded that. We'll sort all of that out soon. But yeah, big congratulations here from Heroes Lounge. Of course, we are very thankful for everybody who always plays, and everyone in Division 7 as well. It's always a tough time sometimes being at the bottom of the ladder, but you've shown that even coming through as the 3rd seed, I think it was in the end, you've come out to win the whole competition.
That's
And I want to thank you guys for arranging everything, because we heard about Heroes Lounge about a day before your before the sign-ups for the season ended. That was the first time we ever heard of Heroes Lounge from a random person in Storm League, and we looked at it, and we only had 4 people, but we said, flip it, we're just gonna sign up, and we got Peter as our +1 Belmont, and he was doing great. He was first tanking, but we find he did amazing as a bruiser today, and also last week, we were really getting to play better as a team. But a big thanks to all the organizing. We've really
My
felt.
daughter agrees.
Your daughter agrees. Very good. But the organizing is amazing. So thanks. It's clear you guys have been doing this for a few years. And, it's nice to just be able to roll in and get all the info and just play nicely.
Yeah. I think
Good
I wrote a post recently that said we've been doing it for 6 years now, which feels. Yeah. I've only been a staff member for I think just over 3 now, but yeah, it's quite the experience. Yes, please spread the word, everybody. Of course. Pardon me. Do you have any more questions for these guys from Mission Unknown?
Oh, I have no other questions, but I want to congratulations again for this team. Just started to play Heroes Launch. It's really exciting to play. I remember my first season, and I just want you to stay as a team, and I guess I'll probably see you next season in the Division 6 or maybe even higher. And just hope you will reach all of this, all of the things you want to reach, actually.
Thanks.
It is always great. Will we be
Thank
seeing you next season?
I hope so.
I
Yeah,
hope.
we still have to discuss that, but with
We
the
haven't talked
success
about
of with the success of this season, it's likely, I think,
It's hard to say no,
to
isn't it?
see us back. Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to think of something. Obviously, you had two close games there in the start. You know, game number one, you had little stumbles at the start, but closed it out very nicely. But you know, playing from behind is very, very tricky. But you guys have seemed to master it. Is there any sort of thing that you do to keep your heads cool?
Play
Well,
safe. Play safe.
Play safe is a very important thing, and we are usually a team that tries to play the macro game a bit more. We're not really the ones to seek out team fights as much. We are almost better at defending in team fights. So that, yeah, I think that worked out for us. We just try to get the XP levels back up, get all the camps going, see where we can push, and then engage again.
Yeah, you certainly were definitely very good with the counter-attacks, both with ETC and Garrosh as the tanks. It was superb to watch. And yeah, absolutely deserved the win. It's a shame the Lagomorpha didn't get a game off you because they really deserved to maybe have one or two.
That second
if
one,
I
I
may
thought they
comment-
had it already.
If I may comment on the second game, we all thought that they had it. There was one team fight where we thought they could finish, and instead they went for a camp. I can't exactly tell you which
We
minute it
overstayed
was.
at their
but
core, and then
we were all saying
had a
they're
good
going to go
push.
for it, and that's game, and they didn't. And we all felt like, okay, now it's back to 50-50 at that moment. So yeah, they could have had that one there, I think.
Yeah. Well, you've done some superb stuff. Yeah, are there any shout-outs you'd like to do before we head off before the Division 6 finals?
I think the main one would be to Princess Fit, who's helped us get here. Without her, we wouldn't have reached, maybe not even the playoffs, I think. During the normal season, we had quite a few games with her, and even in the previous two playoff matches, she was also there, and she was shot calling really well, but was also really strict to that we play our comfort, stay in our comfort zone, and that's what we stay true to this time. Most of the matches we lost were due to us trying to counter the other team, and that just never seemed to work for us. So if we just play from our strength, then good luck to the other team to stop it.
So that's a great lesson out there for any Heroes Lounge team, I think. You know, no matter what division you're in, really do try to stick to your strengths. We saw that Gem D's Nazebo took everything away. I will wish you one more congratulations, and I think then we will call it a day. So once again, a big round of applause to Mission Unknown, our Division 7 Season 18 Grand Final champions. You will be getting a trophy at some point in the post.
Great.
Thanks
Looking
again.
forward to it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, and we'll watch your stream now.
Yes, yeah. Well, Parnaby, there was Mission Unknown. Thank you very much for joining me in this grand final.
Yeah, that was a really pleasure to be back in the finals. The last one was casted from me is the NA, one of the last of the NA. So yeah, it's really great to come back to cast in the finals, especially that good as this one. So I'm continuing to repeat these all of the times that the Division 7 is just my favorite, because you never underestimate the Division 7. The best guys are playing in there, and you just heard all of the things they think about it.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot to learn from. Yeah, we will be back with the Division 6 finals in just an hour. We are going to be closing down the stream because there's a whole hour to wait for, but there'll be me and Aviator coming in hot and ready for that. Parnaby, it has been fantastic to cast with you and to watch these three maps. They were such a pleasure to cast. Parnaby, where can we find you when you normally cast?
Well, it's actually two teams that I usually trying to cast. It's Hertz Musical in the Division 7 and Hands Up in the Division 1. And probably, I really hope so, that I'll be at the Division 1 final once again, and there will be hands up, so maybe there will be cool stuff as well.
Yeah, potential of hands up versus feet up in the grand final. Definitely one to watch for next weekend. But that is all from us today. A big congratulations once again to Mission Unknown and commiserations to Lagomorpha. You did so fantastic. But it has been a pleasure. We will catch you in just under an hour. Goodbye.